Hi everyone, this is Mindy Eggen. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I have something a little different for you, and that is creating a home decor piece with my stamps. Now, this particular image that I'm going to be using today is the Billowing Peonies from Altenew. It is a very large stamp set, and I've used it before in a post where I did a type of art journal or an inspirational journal, but I was excited to put this in a home decor piece, which was not at all what I had been planning to do. This video is also a part of a video hop. So we are showing the Stampwheel 2.0 in action. This is from Altenew and it is a hop. So I will have a link to the next person in the video hop down below in the video description. Also, leave comments along the way to be entered into the giveaway. All of the supplies that I'm using today are also going to be linked down below in the video description. Now let's take a look at the new Stampwheel 2.0. So one of the biggest features about this is that it is a larger stamp wheel. So all the measurements will be on the Altenew website. The key thing I want to share with you is that the stamp wheel mat itself, or the stage that they call it, is 10.5 by 10.5. You also saw me there removing that side piece. So if you have slimline cards or just really large images, you can remove that sidebar piece to fit those images. One of the things that I'm really excited about when it comes to the stamp wheel is that bigger stage, because when I pre-cut my cardstock, I always cut my 8.5 by 11 in half, and now these pieces fit in there. That's just kind of my way of pre-cutting my cardstock. I couldn't fit it before in the original stamp wheel, so now I can fit that in there. I'll talk a little bit more about the stamp wheel as I go along, but here I'm showing you I'm going to be using the Billowing Peonies. I absolutely love this set. I purchased this whole bundle with my own money. This was not gifted to me from Altenew. I just really thought it was worth the investment because of the gorgeous image and those beautiful sentiments. You can see that it is going to take up a large portion of the stamp wheel. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the top plate, that grid, and I'm going to place my cardstock down on the mat. Now, originally I was going to center it, and then I came to my senses and I'm putting it down in the bottom corner because I like to stamp my images in a light gray ink blend, or do my layering with my stencils, and then come back in and stamp it again with a black ink. That's my personal preference. It's worked for me. There, I'm just showing you that there is a hole down in the bottom of the plate, and I always make sure that that hole is down in the center. So I always have that perfect placement. So my cardstock is cut to 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. Tucked it down in that corner. And now I'm going to ink up this image with Morning Frost. This is my go-to light gray ink. One of the reasons I like doing this is because if I want to give my flower a no-line coloring look, then I can just leave it as is after I'm done stenciling. Or a lot of times I do come back in and stamp it again with the black outline. Now you could do your ink blending right on this mat. It is perfect for that, but I'm going to take that out and just put this off on the side. And I'm going to bring in my 9 by 12 sticky mat from Altenew. This one's already dirty, so I like to just keep it that way. I'll keep the other one clean for now if I can, or as long as I can. I placed my cardstock over the top, and now I'm going to be doing my ink blending. So I do have the colors listed there on the screen. This is the Red Sunset Bundle. I'm really going to keep this fairly simple. I'm not going to stay too long or talk too much about the stenciling because I really kind of wanted to talk more about the project itself. The first layer, I'm starting with the lightest color in that grouping, and then I'll just work my way through each layer, taking it up or taking it to the next step in that color family. Okay, so Stamp Wheel 2.0, as I mentioned earlier, it is a larger stamp wheel. Totally up to you if it's something that you feel you want to invest in, because each of our tools is really an investment. You can fit your larger projects like this on there, and even these larger stencils and stamps are an investment in itself. Now, I have done videos where I've taken not quite this large, but larger stamp sets, and after I've die cut them out, I've added them to 2 cards, so I was able to do a 2-for-1 type of thing. I'll have that video linked somewhere so you can check that out, because that is something you could do with this image, and actually you could probably get, like, maybe 3 to 4 cards out of this image itself. Another thing is, if you're into scrapbooking, if you're into slimline cards or just maybe have an odd shape type of image. The Stampwheel 2.0 is going to work really well for that. It does have that same sticky mat in there, just like the original Stampwheel. Here, I just wanted to share with you real quick. I keep these blending tools in the stackable storage from Altenew. It's super cute, fits in my IKEA Alex unit, and I just love having all my blending tools in there. So, like I mentioned earlier, I do like to pre-cut my white cardstock. I always kind of trim it in half. I do have some pre-cut cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. That is not a problem in the stamp wheel. Obviously, those fit really well. But my other size that I like to just trim it in half, those ones I couldn't really fit in the original stamp wheel. I always had to cut extra off, and I don't like cutting my cardstock down even further into an odd size. So I am excited that now my cardstock will fit in there with no problem. So I am finishing up my flower here. I had provided all the colors on the screen there for you. Honestly, looking at it now, doing the voiceover, I kind of wish I wouldn't have stamped the black outline. This I'm just showing you that I like to pick my mat up and then peel my cardstock off sometimes, especially when I have a large piece of cardstock. I was starting to bend my paper a little bit. I just gave my sticky mat a bath, so it was back to being pretty sticky. Now I'm bringing this back over to the stamp wheel, popping it back over into that corner, and I'm going to stamp the outline. So here I'm going to kind of look at it, test it. Looks pretty good. I feel like it's going to line up really well. So I'm going to ink it up with the Altenew Obsidian ink. Again, when I was looking at this, like as I'm making the project, I couldn't see the big picture. I probably should have just walked away for a second. Now looking at it, I kind of wished I would have just left that outline off because it was so artistic looking. Both ways are gorgeous, really. There's no wrong way to do this. My original intention was to cut this down to create some cards, but honestly, I could not bring myself to even die cut it out. I have the coordinating die. So instead, I'm going to turn it into a home decor piece. Instead of stamping a sentiment, I'm just going to put this die cut word enjoy on there. I really played around with this. I actually kind of shut my camera off and walked away. This, I'm just kind of showing you my thought process and things. And I didn't finish filming because I had to run to the store and go buy a frame because I did not have a frame to fit this project. So now I'm going to bring up the pictures of my completed project. I backed it with some pattern paper that I found in my stash that I thought pulled the greens in really well. And I left the glass out for right now because it's easier to photograph. But I just ran down to the store. I picked out a frame that was going to fit this particular design. And then I went ahead and added the word enjoy. So I die cut that out of the brushed gold cardstock and then layered it up with additional pieces cut from white cardstock to give it dimension. I don't do things like this very often. I typically stick to card making, but I really enjoyed this. I kind of want to put it in my art journal again, or even maybe make some more home decor projects as gifts, maybe for teachers or family members, and maybe experiment with different shades and colors. I think it would be a beautiful collection to maybe even put it on your wall, doing them in different shades or maybe a rainbow of color. Now that I'm thinking about it, the possibilities are just endless with this. And who says stamping is only for card making? Look at a gorgeous gift that you can give somebody now by turning it into a home decor project. So again, I'm going to have links down below to the next person in the hop and also information about the giveaway. I will also link the products that I used in today's video. I hope you found this inspiring, and if you haven't tried creating a home decor project with your stamps, I hope you give this a try. Thank you all so much for joining me.